Everybody. Dr. Freedom coming to you live from the parking lot. Um, yeah, okay, so everybody was making a big deal about this, yesterday, and it's like, you know, and I'm like, okay, just to give you a brief recap, for you folks who are coming in, hmm, lovely day out here. An astounding 60 degrees, well, 63. Beautiful morning. Um, okay, so some of you are coming in. All right, let's talk about it. Ryan Gosling showed up to the set of the oh, hello everybody, to the Barbie movie, and he's wearing, well, as we all know, Shooty Gatwa isn't going to be involved in the Barbie movie, and Ryan Gosling, of course, is playing Ken, and he shows up to work, and he's wearing a T-shirt with Shooty Gatwa as the doctor. And like I said, it's a piece of fan artwork, okay? But here's the most amazing part. He said, I just got this I purchased this from the artist, yada, yada, yada. And when you look at the shirt, if you zoom in really close, you can see Matthew Purchase's watermark right there in the middle of it. It was a watermarked piece of art. Now, it could be he did it, as a gag for his co-star, but eventually, Matthew, is starting to get recognition for that piece of artwork. Apparently, he's now being followed, I think, by Shooty Gatwa on the, I think it's Instagram he put up. But I'm like, and this is the biggest news we have? It's a freaking t-shirt. But as y'all know, yeah, Shooty Gatwa is currently working on that, which, like I said, is one of the many reasons they decided. And I'm loving how now we were talking about going back to RTD in 2020. Yeah, show me some documentation on that. I'm loving all the stuff that's coming out now. Because, like I said, you got to watch out. These guys do a lot of spin control out there. I know, that's exactly, you got it. It's got Matthew Purchase's watermark right there on it, plain as day. Even in the sort of out of focus shots. No, no, no. It was a piece of fan artwork, and Matthew Purchase does these, regularly. All right, it's all it was. It wasn't meant to be, you know, he just did it as fan artwork. So it's not official or anything, and he even had his watermark on it. So it wasn't intended to be put on a shirt or anything like that. He just did it for the sake of doing it. Trust me, I wish I could do half the stuff these guys do, you know, with their stuff. Why is everybody asking about? I don't have a local. We're in Lima. The only sports teams we have are whatever the high school puts out. I don't get it's. There's nothing out here other than farm country. I don't follow professional sports. I haven't in over a decade. Um, but I am amazed at how the politically correct nonsense has gone way beyond control, especially when they renamed the Redskins, and meanwhile it was several of the major Indian nations, as far as I can remember. Maybe I got this wrong. Did not mind that name, and I'm shocked they haven't made the Atlanta Braves change theirs yet either. But of course, the Cleveland Indians, for what I read in the news, they made this big deal because they became the Guardians. Dudes, the only reason the Cleveland Indians became the Cleveland Guardians is because all they had to do in all their signs was cut everything, paint over everything before the D in the name, and add GUA. That's why they went from Indians to Guardians. It was, it was money saving. Also, they seem to think that, come on, the Cleveland Indians has been around for decades. And now all of a sudden everything's offensive. Just like I said, just like, oh, look, there's a statue of some dipshit. I don't even know who it is, but it offends me. It must go. So rather than taking the appropriate measures, let's go. We'll see. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's gotten silly. I'm not, like I said, it's just the PC movement is going beyond stupid. Um, Sorry, but now they're making cracks at Mount Rushmore again. I'm like, guys, Mount Rushmore was created as a tourist trap. I had some guy going on some rant about how it was secretly funded by that certain gang of guys who wear sheets on the weekend. And I'm not talking the dudes at your local Bed Bath and Beyond or just have a fetish. And I'm like, really? Show me some documentation on that. Because from the story I was told, Mount Rushmore was created as a tourist trap. They literally had nothing in South Dakota to talk about. There was like, for a while, if I remember right, I think during the time Mount Rushmore was put out, there was like 8 people per square, so many square miles, which, like, as Robert Wool jokingly put, that's 8 more than the moon or Mars per square mile. And they wanted to draw in tourist dollars, and that's the main reason why it was created. Now, a lot of folks are going on about how the mountain was sacred and all that, but I'm like, like I said, I'll do more research in that. What you should be paying attention on is that beautiful monument that's going up to Sitting Bull, if I remember right. Or maybe it's Crazy Horse. Great, I'm gonna get kicked. I'm gonna get kicked in the nuts. But like I said, it was. Oh God, now you're trying to make me remember factual historical stuff. But that was a ways back. Well, it wasn't exactly built, it was carved, and it took quite a while. Go Google it. But it's just amazing to me, all the crazy stuff that's coming out lately. Stuff we already knew. There's an old saying that history is a fable that most people agree upon, and sadly, like I said, originally that statement was put to Napoleon, but now even that's being disputed. So, but still, it's a very wise saying because it's right up there with the Liberty Valance effect. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Like one of my favorite ones, you ask anybody who made the Midnight Riot that warned the colonists the British were coming, they'll say Paul Revere, and it's Paul Revere rode like I think 19 miles where he was stopped by a British patrol and spent the rest of the night in a stockade. Meanwhile, you had guys like Israel Bissell, and there's this one other young lady who rode over 200 miles across how many colonies? You never hear the name, do you? Because Paul Revere's name sounded better in a frickin' poem. Things like that. Like I said, do your research. It's like one of my favorite ones. Like, what's the country that is famous for producing the Panama hat? It's Ecuador. Yeah. Look that stuff up. I'm not kidding. It is just weird. But sadly, that's the truth. Like, even though, like, just to give you another example off the top of my head, we won't go into the whole thing because I'd be here for hours. There's only one documented place that I've seen where it said that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly shot President Kennedy. Because keep in mind, he died before trial, so he was never actually convicted of the crime. And the more the evidence mounts up, I could have walked Lee Harvey Oswald out of a court of law on reasonable doubt. But and that is the plaque that is mounted to this day on the side of the Texas School Depository. every history book you'll read says that he killed Kennedy. It's like, really? Don't make me go into that. I could literally sit here for hours and tell you all the reasons why it's a load of horseshit. But yeah, but like I said, Mount Rushmore was carved out from a mountaintop, and like I said, if you look into the story of how it was done, it was literally done as a tourist trap. If you get a chance, look into the story of how they conned the president into getting the federal money to do it. Oh gosh, I'm so scared. Security's driving around with their yellow flashing lights on, and I'm like, it's very possible that you're going to get a fade out on the regeneration. Yes, I'm because of the fact that I don't know if Shooty's shot in anything for that yet, or shot in any footage, because remember, all that was done and in the can, and the very last scene they shot on October 13th of last year was Jodie's regen scene, and shortly after that, the TARDIS set for her was struck and put into storage. So there hasn't been anything shot that anybody knows of. Now there's rumors going around about a new TARDIS interior for the quote unquote, tenant doctor, whatever he is. So we'll have to sit back and wait and see if anything pops out. Because I just looked at the time and I have to go. So keep in mind, what I keep telling people is this: keep your skepticals on. Don't be afraid to dig. Don't forget, you have access to one of the largest information nets actually the largest source of information in the world. It's there for more than looking up things to entertain yourself with. Okay, put away the lotion. All right, okay, so I've heard cliffside, by the way, Jamie. I heard it's going to take place on a cliffside, but like I said, I don't have any confirmation of that. That's just one thing I've heard. So I got to get going, folks. Take care, everybody. Please be kind, be calm, be safe. Above everything else, please be kind to each other. And hopefully we'll see each other in the future. Have a nice day, everybody.